Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Wednesday the 24th of April and we've got a few mods dropped today. Some interesting ones, a couple of unusual ones and a couple of quandary ones which are causing me some consternation. This may be a little bit longer than usual, obviously because there are a few mods to get through. I'm going to start off straight away with this one right here. This is the round bale bunker silo, and this is by Xaad 007. So it is, in essence, is a bunker silo for putting in your chaff, which then gets covered, or compacted then covered, and turns into silage. But instead of having concrete walls by the sides, this one is round bales. So it's an interesting change, something a little bit different in game that we haven't really come across before. This has a capacity of 500,000 litres, if I remember correctly. We will have a quick look in the store. This comes under silos. There we go, small round bale bunker silo, not too bad either. The dimensions of it were 8 by 24 metres, and I'm sure on the main Modhub on the Farming Simulator website it said on there it was 500,000 litre capacity. So yeah, it's something a little bit different. We'll walk into it. There we go, fill level chaff 0, compacting 0. It's not a huge one, but I like the fact it's different. It's very clever. As for whether or not the sides will bleed or anything like that when you put stuff in, is it going to disappear into bales? I don't know. I haven't really. That's going to come with longer testing. That's going to come with people filling these things up and trying them out. It looks pretty sturdy, and the fact you've got 3 bales at the bottom and then the 2 in the 1. If you were going to get bleeding and stuff coming out like you do sometimes with the concrete walls, that's got to get through a huge amount to come out the sides here. But anyway, well, there you go, round bale bunker silo from Xaad 007. It's an interesting one. Let's go straight through. You can't really miss the huge building in the background. This is the 60 by 30 equipment shed by Rockhound. This is large, I mean properly big. It's got doors at either end and a set of double doors in the middle. I've got a couple of vehicles in there that I need for the mod review that we're going to be looking at. So not bad sound effects, nice and smooth running on the tracks. It does have lights. One of the light switches being here. If I go up and press circle, the lights go off. I do like the lighting effect. There's kind of like a haze. You've got that nice little downlight look to that, and then you've got on the outside of each of the main door, each of the side doors, you've got a spotlight here and one at the other end there. But this is cavernous. Very, very big shed. Again, this will come under sheds. Some of the prices these today are a bit odd. I don't know where the pricing came from, but anyway, 46,950, which seems quite a lot. But like I say, it's a very, very big shed. My kind of that rule of thumb that I do like, can you get large equipment in and out? These are big doors. You're going to get anything in game in and out of there, no problem at all. Nice detail. That kind of ridged, I would say corrugated, it's kind of corrugated, ridged, looks like metal walling, and the same with the roof as well. But very cool indeed. There we go. So that's the 60 by 30 equipment shed by Rockhound. That's 10 slots to place the first one of those, and then whatever comes after that. Now we have got down the front here, I'll be honest with you, from the picture when I looked at it in the Modhub, I thought it was going to be much bigger than this. This is, if I can find it on my list, this is the Lizard CMIP 11FP 300. This comes under cultivators. It looks a little bit more like a chisel plough. I'm just going to go and grab the tractor so we can lift that up out of the grass. So like I say, it looks more like a chisel plough, but it's in the cultivators section. It's only 2.8 metres, so relatively small. It's another cultivator in game at the end of the day. I mean, there's not really a lot else to be said. It does what it says it does. I thought it might be under the plough section, because it looked more like a chisel plough, but it is definitely cultivators. And if we scroll across the end here, there we go, 6,500, 2.8 metre plough, cultivator, and that's 3 slots. That's by Pepe 978. As far as it goes, 2.8 metres. Let's have a look down this end. Again, the rail that's a 3 metre, that's a 3 metre, 3.7 and upwards. So 7,000 and then 16,000 for the cultivator. So coming in at 6,500 puts it a little bit cheaper, but it's a little bit smaller. So there you go. Horses for courses, it may be something you're looking for. If you're in the market for a small cultivator, that may be the very tool you're looking for. Next up, let's go to this one first. We've got a John Deere Feller Buncher. This is the Feller Buncher John Deere FD45. This is by Blacksheep Modding, and it will use up 4 slots. I've always been a little bit... I do forestry every now and again, and I do it in some maps. I prefer using tree harvesters because it will cut and strip at the same time. I know a lot of the guys that go in for the more kind of authentic logging experience will try things out where they will use skidders and feller bunchers, and they'll cut the tree, drag them out, put them in piles, then they'll start working through kind of the pile, and that's kind of what this is supposed to do. But this is slightly different because this is a wheel loader one. If we go across to attachments, it's slightly larger and it comes under wheel loaders, and it's right there, 19,500. Did I say how many slots that was? That was 4 slots, yeah, I'm sure I did. There aren't any other options available for it. It is what it is. I kind of looked it up because, like I say, I don't tend to use the feller bunchers, and the ones that we had before were I'm sure for skid steers. I thought they were. Yeah, the skid steer one there, DFM one. Was there one in that pack as well? No, just the DFM one. I think there might be some other modded ones about. So they were a little bit smaller. So this will do kind of larger trees. Now, what I'm going to do very, very quickly. Let's grab the wheel loader, grab it, and I'll show you what I mean. So this might be slightly tricky. Like I say, I'm no expert with these things. Get some lights on. So it's on the front of the wheel loader, and as you can see, it's quite a large bit of equipment, this one. If I do L1, is it R1? R1, and then my right stick, I can open and close that arm there. And then if I do L1 and R1, let's get a little bit closer to that one there. L1 and R1, I can then manipulate that arm there. Now, I'm never quite sure which order these are supposed to go in, but the point of a feller buncher is it will cut the tree and hold it before it fells it, so you control the falling of the tree, so to speak. The buncher aspect of that is more than 2 trees, or more than 1 tree. As soon as you've got 2 trees, you have a bunch. Now, some of the feller bunchers will take smaller trees, and you can actually, with a skilled operator, you can hold multiple trees in the feller buncher at the same time. I am not a skilled operator, as you will soon see. If I close that one, see, I don't think it's going to like this very much, but anyway, I'm going to turn on the blade, and that's hopefully, if I can back up a little bit, that kind of drags that in. I was hoping that was going to close a little bit tight on that. There we go. So that holds that one in. Now I think, if I've got this right, if I do L1 and R1 and then close that one, that's supposed to clamp down, but it's not really holding on to that one. What I should be able to do, in theory, is go to another tree. I've got to be careful because these are quite weighty. Now you can do these one at a time, I think, but I think the purpose is supposed to be that you can do multiple trees. Now, again, if I open that one, right, so I don't know if this is going to work. It's supposed to, but we'll see. Right, so that should technically now have both of them. There we go, kind of. So what should happen now is you lift that up and then take them both and you can put them down. So it's felled and bunched in essence. There you go, and then both go down. Like I say, I'm absolutely no expert with that bit of equipment, but that's kind of the purpose of it. You can do one at a time and then you cut them down, take them to where you want them to be, then put them down. So rather than the tree being cut and falling wherever you are, and then having to collect them with a skidder, the whole point of this is it will cut them, move them, and you can lay them down in a pile wherever you want them to be. So there you go, that's the John Deere Feller Buncher FD45 from Blacksheep Modding. I know I didn't do that justice, but that in essence is what it does. Probably better off doing one tree at a time, but anyway, moving on. So next we have got, and this is the first of my consternation pieces of equipment. Well, yeah, this is the Joskin Scariflex R5S3. This is by NicoPixes, and this is 3 slots. Now this does say in the Modhub that it's like a grassland harrow, meadow harrow. So it's supposed to be for grass. It comes under weeders, but it's got an interesting little quirk to it. But the quirk is something I'm struggling with. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. Actually, let's have a look in store at it first. That will probably make a little bit more sense. So if we go to weeders, so we've got the weeder there on the end. So the Scariflex R5S3, it's 56,000, which is quite expensive, and it's only a 7.5 metre. When you look at the next one over, which is 15.2 metres, and it's only 45,000, so it seems quite expensive. It is, how many slots? 3. Did I always say that? 3 slots. But it does say it fertilises, which is an interesting one. So you think, okay, you could be weeding and fertilising at the same time. That's quite cool. So when I hook up to it, there's no tank or anything on it, which is what makes it a bit unusual. And when I hook up, it already says it's got 1 litre. So it's got 1 litre of fertiliser in it. And it's supposed to be for doing grass, and that's fine, for getting rid of weeds. Now the problem I've had in game, as I've said before, is the weeding situation is something that baffles me. Because I've set weeds on, and I've scrolled through time-wise, and I haven't got weeds in grass. I've had them all across all the other fields, but not in the grass fields. So this is supposed to be a meadow weeder, but you don't actually get weeds come up in the grass. So that's why I'm a little bit puzzled. Plus it has 1 litre of fertiliser in it, so I thought, okay, I need to do a bit of a test. I mean, at the end of the day, it's stainless steel, it's a nice, neat, tidy mod, but it's a bit of an odd one. So what I'm going to do, turn the engine off, I'm going to skip to where I've got another vehicle set up. Bear with me 1 second. Drop it down. Okay, so what we're doing now, technically it's a weeder, but you don't get weeds in grass. We are fertilising this grass field, but there's no fertiliser going out of that tank. It's still saying 2,201. That's not gone down at all. I'm really, really puzzled. This is what I mean. It's a real quandary. I'm going to raise that up. What I'm going to do is drop off the front tank. Let's try it again. Drop it down. So I don't even need the front tank. That comes with 1 litre of fertiliser in it, and you can see it getting dark on the field. And what I'm doing is fertilising this field at absolutely no cost. I'm sure that's going to get changed. Like I say, I'm puzzled by it. Make sure you've got your selection on the rear. If you put it onto the tractor, it says turn off fertiliser spreader, fold fertiliser spreader, but it gives you no option to raise and lower it. You actually need to have it on the fertiliser spreader itself for raise and lower. But there you go, we're fertilising and it's not costing us anything. Now that's supposed to weed at the same time, then like I say, for grass, got no weeds. So should it work on a normal field with a normal crop in it in its first growth stage? Quite possibly. Which means you could potentially get rid of your weeds and fertilise free. Like I say, I don't know. It's an odd one, but there you go. That's the Joskin Scariflex R5S3. That's from NicoPix's. It's an odd one. Next on our list we have got the adjustable weight. This is by SOB Modding. At the end of the day, it's a weight. It's a nice little one actually, I'll be honest. If we go across to weights, this is completely adjustable. So we go and find it, there we go. So we can change its main colour to any one of those, which is always very, very nice. Actually, let's change it so that we can see a little bit better. White, we zoom in a little bit, and we go down, we can have it standard for an extra 100. We can have a 900 kilogram, 1200, 1500, 1800, 2100, 2400. Nice tidy mod. Good that it's adjustable. It does mean you don't have to have lots of different mods in your setup. You can just go in and adjust it in your configuration, in your toolbox, in your workshop, whatever you want to do, for whatever particular job you want to be doing. Very nice bit of kit. That's by SOB Modding. Next up, let's have a look in the background. Let's do this one next. I'm going to finish off with the other one. This is the Lapacho Tree. I think it's Lapacho, that's how you say it. This is a placeable for trees to add a bit of colour to your farm. Nice mod. It's a placeable tree. It's 8 slots to place the first one. This is by Xaad. I don't know if it's supposed to be Xaad, maybe. So we'll have a look in placeables. It's under miscellaneous. No, it's not. It's under decoration. Make sure I get the right place. There we go. 8,240. You know, I said before that some of the pricing was very odd. Normally you get kind of very definite 15,000, 30,000, 8,240. I don't know why. And you can place them, rotate them as you normally would do with any of the placeables in game. Actually, I do like it. It's pretty cool having a bit of something a bit different. They're very large trees as well, though. Massive, and there's no option for any sort of various different sizes. It's just that's the tree, that's the one you get. That's by Xaad, and that's the Lapacho Tree. So next up we have got these two here. These are the Kroger HKD 402 trailers, agro liners. These are by PM Modding. There are 2 in this kind of, I guess, a pack, if you want to call it that. I'm not entirely sure why. It's one of those, again, I'm not too sure why. It's an odd one, but we'll have a quick look. So, under trailers, we've got TKD 302, we've got HKD 302. This is the 402, so we keep going a bit further on. Triple axle. And here we go, the HKD 402, 37,500, 32,400 litre capacity. So we've got the HKD 402, then the HKD 402 blue. I know it's kind of like a special edition type thing. If we go into the first one, we've got the option to change the colour on the main body. We can change the design colour, which is the cover on the top, like so. We can go from Trelleborgs to Michelin's to lizards, and our design can be white, which obviously you can't see, white and reflectors, colour and colour and reflectors on the design on the sides. So that's the HKD 402. If we come out, you then got the HKD 402 blue, I'm not sure why they didn't have this as an option in the other one, so it was just kind of one mod with multiple options. But anyway, so this is the blue version. Again, Trelleborgs, Michelins or Lizards, but those are the only options available on the blue one. There's no reflectors or anything like that on this one. They do have on the back rear pin hitches, so you can daisy chain them together. Just very quickly. So covers open and closed. Lights. From tip. Now these are a triple tip, so you can have rear. I think you have rear, grain door and side to side. Let's just double check. Close it down again. Sure that's what it said. Yeah, tip side back, tip side left, tip side right and grain door. So I've got 4 options. So we go tip side left. So depending on where you're tipping, it's kind of got 3 separate doors actually. Nice mod, nice animation, very tidy. Turn it off and close that back down again. So that's the Kruger HKD 402 by PM Modding, which brings us on to the last of our mods today. And that's this. This is the Flegel Low Body. It's a low loader. This is by BR Mod Performance, and oh, actually, it didn't say about the trailers, did I? The Krugers are 5 slots for each of those. So this is the low body. Now this is 10 slots. It's a 4-axle trailer. It's an interesting one. A couple of questions that a lot of people always ask when it comes to low loaders. Will it take a harvester? I tried it with a large harvester and no, not really. Smaller harvester you might get away with. It's got quite a narrow body to it actually. It's got a couple of nice features on this actually as well. It has got straps so you can do pallets and bales and that kind of thing. It's quite a long one as well. Interestingly, there's no 5th wheel attachment, so it's not designed really for a standard truck attachment. I'll show you why I think that is in a moment. But as far as options go, we'll have a look in store. Like I said, it's 10 slots. It's under low loaders, and it's here 28,686. Another peculiar amount. Don't know why. We can change the rim colour to all sorts of various different things, whatever you would rather choose actually. But interestingly, when we go to main colour, these top ones here, we've got grey, and they're kind of a metallic-y grey. Navy, if we're getting a little bit closer, it's hard to see really. It's like a metallic navy, you can kind of see the light moving across that. We've got a black, same thing, kind of a shiny black surface. Stainless, which is the one I've got out at the moment. I think it's a nice one. Chrome, very shiny, very cool. And then we've got a red chrome, which is also rather fancy indeed. And then we're on to white and beige, and then on to the regular colours that you can normally have. So here's the thing. It won't take a harvester, but I get the impression it's designed for, and we'll have a quick look, kind of a logging type thing. Now, like I say, you can use it for bales, pallets, that kind of thing. You'll be able to put tractors and whatever else you want on this. Strange enough, it fits the Scorpion King perfectly. Lengthwise, the wheel's just about touch here. There's room at the front there for the head to drop down, and when the back ramps come up, it doesn't really hit into anything. And obviously, having that attachment at the front here rather than the 5th wheel attachment, and it's like I say, it's quite low, means it will hook up to the back of these types of trucks very, very nicely. It kind of works. Now, I know a lot of people have been moaning, saying they're fed up with forestry stuff and it's farming simulator, not forestry simulator or logging simulator. I didn't make the game. Giants put logging into the game. People are making mods for logging. That's just the way it is. I'm just looking at them now. As for what this trailer can actually do, Let's get onto the bit of concrete so we can actually see. Seems like a very, very stable platform. But what we have got now, unlike normal low loaders, if you press L1 and X, the rear ramps come down. On this one, if you do L1 and X, they go away. The warning squares go. So if I press L1 and X again, that's pretty cool. For putting the ramps down, I've got to do L1 and my right stick. L1 and right stick will take my ramps up and down. As far as lights go, very cool. We have got beacon on the back as well. BR Mod 78 on the back there on the number plate. It's very cool. If you notice as well, on the kind of warning squares, you've got lights on the warning squares as well. If I turn the lights off, that's a nice touch. Lights down the side of the vehicle, lights on the front warning squares as well. I like that. I think it's really cool. And here's the thing a lot of people don't like as well about low loaders generally. You put things on, things like Scorpion Kings, you transport them wherever you're going, and by the time you get there, your Scorpion Kings on the floor, hanging off in an absolute state. Not so with this one. I will show you what I mean. Often you get that problem that when you pull away, they slide backwards. When you stop suddenly, they slide forwards. Not so. Plus, let's give this a bit of a test and I'll show you exactly what I mean. We'll try and get a bit of speed up. We'll just get a bit of speed up and we'll turn the corner, hopefully without tipping the whole thing over, and there's absolutely no movement. That Scorpion King is not shifting on the back of there at all. That's what you're looking for in a low loader. So there you go, that's the mods for today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. Some nice mods today, some quirky ones, some interesting ones. I do like that. That's a nice bit of colour, nice splash of colour in the farming world. If you have found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching. Cornering can be a nightmare. Turning generally can be a nightmare. Let's get a bit of speed up. What are we up to? 22, 24, 25. And let's turn rather sharply. Now, as you can see, I tipped the whole thing over. That Scorpion King did not move. Now, was it my intention to tip the whole thing over? No. But it does illustrate a point. The Scorpion King didn't come off. The Scorpion King is still attached to that trailer bed.